How's it going, everybody? It is Dennis, and it is that time of the month. It is the end of November. It's actually the beginning of December already. And we're going to be talking about how much I've earned for the month of November from dividends, from options, and how much in total I've earned, and separately as well from every single dividend, from every single option trade, how I did it, what I did. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at all of it as we do every single month. Before we start, once again, I would like to say that this is not financial advice. This is my financial opinion, and all this stuff that I am showing is not to show off, but to instead try and show you guys what you guys could be doing yourselves with your own portfolios, and maybe, decide to do it yourself if you think this is a fund that you might want to trade in. If it's a YMAX fund or it's an option trade that you want to follow, you could do that as well. This is just a way for you guys to look at your own portfolio, look at my portfolio, compare with each other, and see what you could be changing, or maybe what you don't need to change, right? Maybe you don't want to follow my trades. So, anyways, that is that. Let's go ahead and get straight into it. Once again, I love being transparent as possible, so we're going to go through seeing every single fund, every single dividend, every single option trade, every single option income I've made. So let's get started with November, starting off with OHI, which earned me $12.82. These beginning ones are going to be a little bit small. That is because, of course, these are the smaller funds that I own. I've been owning this for years, so I just never decided to sell out of them and put my money elsewhere. So $12.82 is what we have from OHI. That has increased from $12.59 from the month of August. Of course, this is a quarterly paying ETF, so last time we got a dividend was in $12.59 of August. The total so far we have for this fund, of course, we still have December left, is $60.29. For November, we also have Stag that paid $4.07. As you can see, it has a consistent growth income of 1 cent. It's nothing crazy, but it is growing by 1 cent consistently. And that gives us $51.88 earned for the grand total. We also have Maine that paid me $5.45 for November. Again, another grower, and also quarterly paying ETF. So we are in December, we should be getting another high dividend payment, such as this one in September. But so far, it is $92.07 earned from Maine. Now we're getting into, of course, the YMAX ETFs, and these are the high payers, the ones that contribute the most to my options and my dividend income and overall income I make on my fund or my portfolio. And that is $81.38 earned from AMZY. That is higher than 73, lower than the 96 in September, and higher than the 73 in August, giving us a total of $726 earned and 51 cents. For the grand total of 2024. And of course, we haven't ended just yet. We still have one more month, so we're at $726.51. For Tesla, we had a kind of a low payment for Tesla. It was a pretty low payment for Tesla, but it's okay. It was like 50 cents per share. It wasn't the $1 that we had in October, but we did have a high one now in December, which we'll see in the next video for end of December month. But we got $243.16, of course, lower than October, lower than September, and lower than August, but still not too shabby. $243.16. They're giving us a total of $3,919.63 earned so far for 2024 from Tesla. AMZY, of course, came in clutch for this month, came in and just swooped everything out of the way for the YMAX funds, took care of Tesla's terrible month and not that great performance, and gave us $344.31 from AMZY, higher than October, higher than September, and of course higher than August, giving us $344.31 for November, and giving us a total of $2,104.76 earned so far for 2024. Coney, we've sold out of. We know this. If you've been watching the videos, you know I haven't been in Coney for a while. For GUI, we made $121.05. That is higher than the months prior. And that gives us a total of $676.25. GUI has been going down in share value, so this one's a little bit iffy currently, but I'm still continuing to reinvest and buy more, and that is because I see Google as a good long-term hold, so why not hold GUI, which pays me dividends. Then we have also YMAX. YMAX has been a great pair, and it's a weekly pair, so we have weekly compounding. So $274.84 is what we got from YMAX for the month of November. That is higher from October, higher from September, and higher from August. And that gives a total of $1,255 earned and 20 cents for the year of 2024. And we haven't even held this fund for the whole year. And that also beats GUI. That beats Coney, of course, because we haven't held Coney for too long. And it also beats AMZY. So GUI and AMZY are getting beat by YMAX, the weekly pair. So it's kind of interesting to see. Also, I do hold a lot more shares into. A lot of percent of my portfolio is in YMAX as well. I'm pretty sure it's around the 8 to 9% mark of my portfolio is in YMAX, so it does make sense of why it pays more. But in general, it's interesting to see how it is beating GUI and Apply in my portfolio, even though I've been holding those for a lot longer than YMAX. With AMDY, we got $89.54, beating October's and only dividend that we have from AMDY so far in these two, beating the $32.24 from October, and giving us a total of $121.78 from AMDY. And once again, I'm continuing to reinvest into AMDY. I believe that AMD, the underlying, is a good value hold for the long term, and therefore AMD pays pretty good dividends, and also I think it'll be able to benefit from possible AMD growth in the long term. So we'll see how that goes. So going down, we have HTGC that paid $73.36. Of course, this is a quarterly paying ETF, and the last time it paid was $56.52, so we do have growth on that, and that gives us a total of $290.94 earned so far for 2024. SPHD we have sold out of, do not hold that anymore, but we have EFC that paid $16.80, continues to grow consistently, and that gave us $163.43 for 2024 so far. Wow. Then we also have DHS that paid us $17.34, another one that's been continuing to grow month over month, and that gave us $180.06 so far for 2024. Of course, like I said, there's some of these funds that I've been holding for years, for months, so I'm just not selling out of them. I'm just continuing to hold them. Why not? They continue paying me dividends. There's no issue with holding them. They're safe, reliable ETFs and stocks to hold. DGRW don't hold. SCHH, I'm pretty sure it's quarterly, so we didn't get a dividend for that. RITM, we got a dividend, a quarterly paying dividend, and that is $56.65 from RITM, and that's a total of $217.36 earned, and that is an increase from last dividend of $55.44. So we do have consistent increase with that as well, and as well as a pretty good total of $217.36. I've been holding that for quite a while. And lastly, for the dividends, we have the QDTE, which has $185.25 earned from QDTE, giving us a total of $824 for 2024, and beating every single month prior, besides, of course, the $238.47 from August, because August did give us pretty good payment of, I think it was around 50 cents for a couple weeks. We got 50 cents, 40 cents. So it's kind of hard to beat August for QDTE, but we still got $185.25, and it continues to grow higher. Of course, we're adding more shares in, we're reinvesting, we're doing the wheel strat with the dividends. So it is working quite well, and it gave us a total so far of $824 from 2024. So the total, as you guys can see on the bottom already, the total for dividends earned for November, not 2024, for November is $1,526.02 earned from dividends, okay, for the month of November, and that is a 20.79% increase from the month prior, which is a 20.55% increase from the month prior to that, and then of course so on and on and on. So we continue to increase our dividend income. Of course, I do that by taking my option income and funneling it into my dividends as well. If you guys may or may not know, currently my strategy, or what I'm trying to accomplish with my dividend side of my portfolio, is to create a stable income source which I'm able to rely on if any case scenario, as well as having income to the point where I'm able to buy contracts easily. Of course, right now with $1,500 and it's fluctuating up and down depending on the month, it's not a stable source of income to buy more option contracts. So for me to have a stable source of income to buy option contracts, I'll be around the $2,000, $3,000 mark a month. So that's currently what I am building up to be able to afford more and more contracts stably every single month. But in total, we've earned $11,162.60 for 2024, with one more month to go, December. But yeah, pretty good number, $11,162 earned from the dividend side of the portfolio. Now let's go ahead and move into options. So starting off with options, we're not going to go all the way down. At least for this one, you guys don't know how much I've earned because that's lower in the thing. So I can show you guys all the options we've earned. And for Riot, we have exited Riot finally. We have finally exited the Riot position. So I no longer own any Riot shares. I've sold for a good price, and therefore I've earned good income on holding those shares for the year I've been holding them. So I earned $99 for the month of November from Riot. That was the last contract I ever did with Riot. And then after that, I sold my shares. I let the contract execute, and I just sold my shares off. That's it. Took my money, got out of there. And with that, I made $5,414 for 2024, and that's where Riot will probably end. If I ever decide to go back into it, well, then we'll have to see. Maybe it's a good way or a good entry that's available. But currently, Not looking to get back into Riot anytime soon, and $5,414 is probably going to be the number you guys are going to be seeing for a while from Riot and the income earned from Riot. Mara, we haven't been investing in that for a while. TSLL, we exited that position as well. And TNA earned us $1,492 from option contracts. As you guys may or may not know, I trade the poor man covered call strategy on TNA, on NBDS, and on SPY. And the way I do that is, of course, you buy a call, you buy a way out of the money call, you buy it maybe a year out, and you go ahead and get a nice delta of like 0.80, 0.85, and then you trade contracts on that. So that's what I'm currently doing on TNA, on NBDS, and on SPY. On TNA, I made $1,492 this month trading poor man covered call strategy, beating last month's $1,146, beating $1,315, and of course not beating $1,839. That was a really good month. August in general was a very, very good month. So I wasn't able to beat that. But we're currently coming in at $8,145 earned from TNA. And actually, quick fact, that $8,145 actually covers 6 of the contracts that I currently own in TNA. So we've made already 6 contracts worth of, or 6 contracts worth of value back. So technically, those 6 contracts, their original investment is already made back. In a couple months, we've been trading this strategy. So it is pretty good investment, return on investment, on ROI. NVDS is a little play I have. I only have 1 contract in that. It is a reverse, not a reverse. It's why am I forgetting? It's a play on NVIDIA. It's I guess the reverse of NVIDIA. So if NVIDIA goes down, why am I going? I'm forgetting what it is. It's a hedge against NVIDIA, or not a hedge. I'm saying the wrong word. I forgot the word. You understand what I mean. It's a reverse on NVIDIA. If NVIDIA goes down, I make money. It's just a little play I have. I have 1 contract on that, and on that contract, on that call, that long call that I have on NVDS, I am trading short calls and making income every single month. And I was able to achieve $125 last month, $120 this month, and giving me a total of $245 so far from that NVDS long call contract. Once again, poor man covered call strategy, pretty much. And then we have a new one. If you guys may or may not see, we have a SPY income here on the bottom. SPY, yes, S&P 500, the ETF. We have income coming from that, and you might be asking, how am I able to afford running covered calls and options on SPY? Well, that is because I took all of my Riot shares that I sold off, all the money I made from the Riot shares I sold off, the 900 shares that I had. I took that money and I bought a covered call. Not a covered call, my mistake. I bought a long call, so to run the poor man call strategy on SPY. I bought a long call on SPY expiring next year in December. And on that, I'll be trading contracts or covered calls and running a poor man covered call strategy. And I made $238 so far on that purchase. So yeah, not too bad, not too shabby. It's a safe investment, in my opinion, in my own financial respect and on my portfolio. I believe it's a safe investment because, as we know, S&P 500 QQQs, they trend upwards most of the time, unless we're in the bear market. But that's not something I control. But most of the time, they're trending upwards. You get around 8% return on the S&P 500. Of course, this year is different. We have like 30% return, I'm pretty sure. So it's been a good year for S&P. Why not jump in, But yeah, $238 is how much I earned from the S&P 500 or the SPY ETF. And I'm looking to continue to start trade that and add more position to it and maybe get out of TNA a little bit. Maybe take some of the TNA contracts and put it into SPY. So I also have a little sheet here as well. This is all the contracts I've done for the month of November and how I've earned my income. This is a new way I've decided to start tracking my trades for myself personally, and also, I guess, for these videos. So if you just want to pause the video, take a look at all the contracts I traded, when I traded them, what I did, you could go ahead and take a look if you're interested to see what kind of trades I do. So going back, let's go ahead and see how much I made in total. And the total income from option trades was $1,949 earned from option trades on over all the options, of course. And that is a 29.5% increase from the month prior. The month prior of 1,505, 14.45 for that month before. And of course, we have not beat August, but August was just a really good month when it came to, in general, my portfolio. And that leaves us with a total of 2024 so far, with 1 month remaining, of $15,865 earned from option income. And if you guys could do the math real quick, 15 and 11, put that together, the total we got for, or actually, what am I saying? The 1,949 and 1,526 put together, the total for November comes out to $3,400 $75 earned for the month of November, beating last month by 25.53% and actually being one of my top performing months. Yep, we ended up being my highest performing month of August of $3,426. We got $3,475, just measly beating August crazy income that we made in August. And that gives us a total of $27,000 earned for the year of 2024 with 1 month remaining. So yeah, that is my portfolio for November. That is how much I've earned from options and dividend income. Like I said, if you guys want to look at my trades, you could pause the video on the previous screen and look at all the option trades I did, when I did them, what I did, why, I guess, think about why I decided to take the trades. But yeah, that's how much I've earned for the month of November. $3,475.02 earned, a 25.53% increase on total income earned, 29.5% increase on total option earns from last month, and a 20.79% increase from dividends earned from last month. So we continue to increase our dividends, we continue to increase our options. It goes and goes and goes higher and higher and higher, and hopefully it continues to go into December so we can maybe get to the 30,000 mark earned for the month of, or the year of 2024. That'll be pretty cool to see. $30,000 earned for 2024. And of course, for next year, it's going to be even more interesting to see how much we earn for next year. But that has been me, Dennis. Just a quick video going over, as always, every single month, how much we've earned, what I've done, what strategies I've run, what dividends I made in currently, what shares I hold, how much I've made, and just a way for you guys to compare to your own accounts, and I guess be a little bit of like a reference point, as well as just a way for you guys to maybe decide to do a couple trades yourself. Maybe you want to go into poor man covered call strategies. Maybe you want to run covered calls. Retire on dividends. I actually did a good video on that where he explains it on a whiteboard. So if you guys want to watch that, and if you guys are interested in that, you could watch his video as well. But in general, that has been me, Dennis. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video for another entertaining video like we had last week, for anybody watching who watched last week's video. I'm not going to get too debates or too spicy next week. It's gonna be a little bit calmer video. But thanks so much, anybody's, for watching. I'll see you guys next week. And that has been me, Dennis. That has been my income for the month of November. Another record-breaking month. Great to see.